Thunder God Sid is one of the most powerful slashing attack units in War of the Visions Global, and still to this day is ranked one of the top tier units in War of the Visions JP. So, what makes him that powerful, and how can you build him, and what does he look like when he's level 99? That's what we're going to be talking about, guys. Welcome back to House Guys. I'm your host, Norgoz, and welcome to the video. Hello, everyone. And we've got Orlandeau at level 99, and I'm going to be talking about my thoughts and my opinions and going to give a little bit of an overview of what his stats look like and what are some of the build options that you may be looking at. And this video does assume that you kind of have a pretty good idea about what he can do. He's a high damage dealer with and debuffs along the way as well. And we're primarily going to be looking at what his max potential can be in some of those builds. Now, what I may do may be different than what you guys may do when you're trying to build your own Orlandeau. And of course, guys, if you like War of the Visions content, like, subscribe, come back and see us again. We've got more on the way for you. Today, we start off with a very subtle reference off to the side of the screen. If you noticed it, let me know in the comments below. You're a cool kid like me. Orlandeau has his attack over 1,000. It's over 1,000. Then you've got 1,000 attack up, or rather 1,000 attack right here at level 99. Now, I still have Samurai and Knight at level 14 respectively, but Sword Saint is maxed at level 15. As far as the jobs go, we're going to break this down into sections. I'm going to show you first what his stats are, kind of what I have him equipped at, and we'll talk a little bit about vision cards and espers. And I'm going to try and keep this as concise as I possibly can, but these videos tend to run longer because there's just so much pertinent information to go over, and it's a very intricate system of options. So I've got over 1,000 attack, and before I get into it, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why am I using the Horncastle card? So before I get to anything, let's address that. Why is Norgoz using a rare card? Aren't they trash? It's rare, right? I mean, it's silver. Silver is crap. It's not even gold like SR. It's not shiny, metallic platinum or whatever like MR. And it's not like super magenta ultra rare rainbow like, the ultra rare cards. What's going on with that? Why? So was that a little over the top? So here's why. If I remove this card, you'll notice I lose 158 attack. This card is not maxed out. 158 attack. And somewhere around 70 and 80, it was around 130-ish. And it was 30. The card itself was level 30. And it was about 24, I think it was, 24% attack up at the time. Maxed out, the Horncastle card is plus 30% attack up as a selfish effect, the bestowed effect. It's a very selfish card because the party ability sucks. 3 slashing attack resistance, it's not going to really it's not going to make or break anything. But 83 raw attack, you get about 90 raw attack at max level. You get 30% attack up at max level, and that stacks with any party abilities that you have. So I'm going to show you my party. I have Vow of Love. Compare that with like an Efreet card, because you get attack up on both of them. Vow of Love, level 50, 2-star, 21% attack up. That stacks with Horncastle. Secret Orders, or comparable, would be the Echoing Screams UR card. I've got plus 13 slashing attack up at 2-star Secret Orders. Level 15, not even that high level. That'll all stack with the Horncastle card. If there was a card that increased lightning damage as a party ability, that would also stack as well. So if you build your party around your main attacking unit, you can really dish out some seriously high damage numbers. And that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm focusing on the Horncastle getting his raw attack as high as I possibly can get it, because all of those other things are going to calculate at the end, or rather the slashing attack is going to calculate at the end of the damage calculation. So the higher my raw attack number is, the better damage I'm going to get. So I can compare this, and I personally say 3 cards are the main cards that I say are good to use. I'm not even really counting the Becoming Stronger Than Anyone Else card, just because I see more of a benefit in these other cards in some ways. But Becoming Stronger Than Anyone Else is definitely a contender with Horncastle, simply because it's going to have really high raw attack numbers. But if you compare that with the Iron Giant card, the Iron Giant card is going to be easier to get a hold of for a lot of people. and it's going to give you some really good damage. It's going to give you plus attack, plus slashing attack, and it even gives a good party ability, plus slashing attack resistance. So that's going to be very valuable to have. Slashing is pretty much the meta right now. So if the only card that you have for attack up is Vow of Love, then go ahead and throw it on Orlandeau. You can get away with it. You can get away with it. You'll get some decent damage from this plus slashing attack up and the plus attack percent up. But ideally, you want to use just anything other than that. You don't want to put hate on your damage dealer. You don't want him to take damage for your party. Everybody has Mont. Use Mont or use a proper tank like Engelbert or a Whisper. I'm a big Whisper fan. I know some people will probably say she sucks. I don't have her yet, but when I do, I will show you guys a build video for her, and I think she's going to be fantastic. She's got 30% attack resist for everything. But that's not who we're talking about today. I digress. So those are the three main cards, maybe becoming stronger than anyone else. Those are going to be like the ideal, like some of the max potential cards that you can use with them. I think that a free you could throw that in there with it in the loop, because you do get more attack up and you do get more attack percentage up from the party ability. But again, that's not going to give you as much as the Horncastle card is going to give you. You know what I mean? Because those two can compound on each other if you're using them as a party buff. So now let's take a look at the equipment. And of course, before I get into that, let me actually show, just for the sake of looking at it, with just his favorite equipment, without any other buffs, without Esper, without Vision card, he's sitting at 705 attack. Like I said, I'm at 14 on Samurai and Knight. I expect maybe 5 more attack between the two of them total. Maybe 6. You know, probably, I think 5's being generous enough, though. So this is a pretty accurate description. So we can go into... actually, no, I was going to go into the equipment first. So talking about the equipment, Nagnarok is an easy-to-get weapon. If you didn't do anything in Final Fantasy Tactics event, then you've got a few other options. We should all have access to the Excalibur. It was a free weapon at launch. Lionheart replica was another thing that you could have gotten your hands on. That's a good option that you can utilize with Orlandeau. Although I think it looks weird having him wield a gunblade. I just think it looks weird. And the Nagnarok is it's easy to build. It's easy to build, easy to get pluses on. I've got a +3. It rolled assault, and this is actually I rolled exactly 30 damage or 30 attack less than its cap, which is 162. So I put 5 hammers of attack in it. I'm going to put 5 more in it. And he's going to be 162 attack on the Nagnarok +3. I'm going to leave that there because I've got like 90 or 100 Nagnarok recipes, and I'm just going to save that to use that for like another Ragnarok, and then separately I'll get like 2 or 3 out of that, and I'll go for a +5. Again, I keep trying to go into the abilities. I'm like jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. But yeah, I go for the Hero's Ring for the extra 3% damage from the Brave up. You cap at 97. For those of you who don't know, for going into the damage formula, is not going into the damage formula too much. 1 Brave, 1% damage bonus. That's how it works. Same thing with Faith, but with magic. But that also affects the damage that you receive, whereas Bravery doesn't do the same. Now, Thunder God's Cape is a good TMR to utilize because it gives you the agility, gives you the defense, and the HP. This Bolt Barrage is pretty decent as well. It takes a chunk out of the damage that you may take in. Lion's Emblem is a decent one if you need something to be a little tankier with. 8 defense, 8 spirit, little health, and of course you get Rallying Cry. But then you're going to be kind of like, well, should I be buffing the group or should I just be dealing damage? If you don't have anything else, and you should have Gafgarian if you took care of the Final Fantasy Tactics event. If you maxed him out, then it won't show up here unless I unequip my weapon, but you can get the Vermilion, which is basically an equivalent to the Excalibur with less, basically just less accuracy and less crit. The more attack, the more raw attack that you can get in, with any attacking build is going to be pretty solid for you. We've got Behemoth. I know some people they swear by Ifrit, and the thing is that yes, Ifrit's going to give you a little bit more attack. It's going to give you 1 more point of agility at max level, and he's going to give you 10 more AP. than the Behemoth card will at max level. The difference is that Ifrit does not have any plus to slashing in his build, in his tree. He has plus attack percentage, he has plus to piercing, which is not going to be related unless maybe you're using Thancred and using his jumps. Um, but we don't have anything that's piercing damage on Orlandeau. It's all pure slashing goodness. On Behemoth, though, you have the plus attack, you have the plus to slashing, and you have some other good stuff here on the other side where you have some striking resistance. So if you're going up against somebody like like an Engelbert or a Giza that has like an Engelbert with a slash monk in PvP or something like that, or a Giza that's running striking, you can get that resistance on there too. But you have plus slashing down here, and you have plus attack over here, so you got some good stats there. Odin, however, is pretty much the best in slot for Espers for Orlandeau, or pretty much any slashing attacker, or even for beyond slashing attackers, pretty much any melee attacker, and it has 25% man-eater on it, so it's something. I did a brief video review on that when I did the news update, and it's a great card to have. I have yet to pull it personally at the time of this video, so I'm still working on it, still pulling on it. As you can see, we're still low on Visionor, trying to get a hold of him. But Behemoth is going to give you more raw damage than Ifrit does at a small cost of just a little less initial AP, unless that really matters for you guys. That's not the more raw damage is gonna help. Like maybe you'll cast a different ability that takes less AP, but you're still gonna probably be doing a little bit more damage. I run Slash Samurai. I do a lot of PvP, and Slash Samurai is kind of the go-to. You can run Slash Knight, but you're not gonna get a lot of really good stuff out of it that you're going to use for dealing damage and whatnot. That's more of like a support kind of role. Trinity Break is fantastic, for being a support, but you want Orlandeau to focus, more on damage. Medium damage is nothing to kind of shy away at, though. But the thing is that it costs 34 AP. So I would probably run somebody else if you have if you want to like run a support and have Orlandeau do what he does best, and that's to deal damage. So. Sword Saint, you can get the Hollowed Bolt, which, especially with like the Iron Giant quest and quests that may require you to kill multiple mobs at the same time. This is something you might want to use because it does hit multiple monsters at the same time. But so does Divine Ruination if you can get them to line up in a row. But you're not getting a ton of stuff from Sword Saint, so you're not really losing much. You're going to get a lot of TP abilities, which helps you when you're not nearby somebody. You can build up your AP. You can also build up your evasion with illusion, so it's really good for PvP. And then you get Hien, which is going to be your bread and butter damage. Yes, it's a small damage, but I think it's higher on the small scale, if that makes sense. And it's only 12 AP. So it's only 12 AP versus your Crush Armor, which is kind of your bread and butter of the Sword Saint. It's 3 more AP there. So if you're starting off with 24 AP and are you gonna want to drop a Crush Armor, or are you gonna want to drop a couple of Hiens? Hiens, Hines, whatever. You're gonna want to drop those 2 Samurai abilities, because that's gonna give you more overall. I believe it's going to give you more overall damage, although the Crush Armor is going to give you that defense down that's going to affect not only the damage that everybody else deals, but that hits initially. So the defense down is before the damage takes place. If you want to try to test that yourself, you can just go anywhere, hit somebody with Crush Armor, and then hit them again with Crush Armor, and you're going to see the damage is the exact same both times. So the damage is, just like in the description, the defense happens first, then the damage happens. So you get the debuff first and foremost, which is very, very, very cool. I don't know. I kind of went into a small rant about how he works, and you guys kind of have a pretty good idea about that. So we've talked about his vision cards. We've talked about building around his party. We've talked about building his equipment, and some other. What I haven't talked about very much is some of the other options you can use for TMR. So that kind of wraps up the majority of what you can do. I did not mention the Hermes sandals yet. Hermes sandals, you can get that in the PvP, Mog Shop, not PvP Arena, but the actual match PvP, the live PvP, the actual PvP. You can get points up to 5 times a day, 5 matches, and you can get the Hermes sandals. Now these guys are going to give you uh, a higher amount of agility than the cloak does, and I believe it also gives you. Yeah, it gives you. It's like 9 crit, I think it is. Like it's like 9 crit and 6 agility. Um, Maybe I might edit this in post and pull it up in on the screen, but I don't have it pulled up in the background to show you guys the stats on it. I might link that in the description just so you have quick access to it. But I think that's the stats that you're mainly looking for is the crit and the agility. It is something that you can use in any slot. It is a very, very good item, and it does take 5,000 of these. Now, one thing I will tell you though is that, you know, for those who don't know how this works out, is that these will reset every month, but these points don't reset. They will not reset. They will stay with you. I've been accumulating all these points since the very beginning. You can see I don't live PvP that much. I recommend that you do it if you have the time. I don't have the patience when I'm getting disconnected very frequently, so until that gets resolved, I'm probably not going to make it a huge priority for myself. But that's going to pretty much wrap up this video. I know it's a little bit all over the place, but it seems like that's kind of the norm in the realm of reviews for things like this. There's just so much to really talk about and discuss. And Yerma, you are being distracting right now. All right, I need you to calm down. Can you calm down, please? Calm down. All right. So, she's my wife. All right, so guys, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you throw a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you don't want to, who cares? Do it anyway. It's free, you know. All joking aside, guys, thank you very much for being here. So I'll check you in the next one, and that's all. Happy weekend, guys. Good night, good day, and whatever it is where you guys are.